This is Orlando in Florida. So I'm at Njeri Kinuthia's and Tony's house. And it's a great pleasure to meet this lovely couple because it is art that brought me to Orlando. But I just found out that it's more than art, really, that I came for. This art has blossomed into love between Tony and Njeri. So this is their story. And that's why we bring you stories on Diaspora Scholars TV to do with not only about career, but also stories about how people meet, how people transcend cultures. So welcome to the show, Tony and Njeri.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, I like this place already. It's already beaming with a lot of love. So you're right from work right now, right?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Right directly from work.
Okay, so where do you work?
I work at a place called Global Promo over here in Orlando.
Uh-huh.
I'm a graphic designer. I do merchandising design. We do apparel, headwear, glassware, like pretty much anything. And I do a lot of the designs for that company. I've been there for about a year or so now.
About a year or so now.
Yeah.
I just realized you mentioned the word design almost 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was interviewing your lovely partner here, I think she mentioned the word design like 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about design that made you meet? Is there something about it? How did you guys meet?
We met through what was it? Facebook dating.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was an online thing how we first met, and really I think roughly around the first day was when we started talking about like what we do artistically. That kind of sparked interest in each other. Her with her fine art and myself with my applied art, because
fine art and applied art.
Applied art. Yeah, my art more applied to product. So
it is still design, it's still art, it's still applied. What is the difference, Njeri? You are the one who's left school just a few months ago. What's the difference? Somebody watching from all over the world. There are people in Africa who are like, I want to be like Njeri, I want to be like them, I want to be able to be a graphic designer.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to be able, on this interview, be able to bring out what really makes somebody a graphic designer, what really makes somebody a fine artist. I know for the most part, probably graphic design you can learn in school. I don't know. You're going to tell us.
I mean, you start off the same. You start off with life drawing and understanding perspective and a lot of the basic fundamentals that go into fine arts. It really is one of those things where you definitely start off in that sort of aspect, but moving forward into the next couple of years into college, they apply it more with what you're doing on the computer, how you can take what you've learned as that sort of fine arts field and incorporate it in, let's say, package design, into logo design, into all that particular kind of stuff. And that's what it means to apply it. It's why it's called applied art, because you take that sort of design basic that you learn and just kind of apply it to what you're doing in your field.
Oh, wonderful.
So, yeah, it's also more commercial, like because it's like products, and mine is more of. I feel like at this point, especially because I just did my master's, it's more about my story and not really me trying to sell a product. So I am not selling my work in like prints and mugs and T-shirts. My work is there for you to experience and to challenge thinking. I think it's more about a mirror for the society. I'm like questioning things, revealing things, and it's more of an exploration. Yeah.
It could be selling an idea. I mean,
it could be that.
It's not really a new idea, but you're just trying to sell probably the truth.
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to sell it and reveal it or question it. Yeah.
You identify yourself as a feminist. Wow. And some of the works I've looked at, it really comes out. The message comes out. What is very interesting that I wanted to learn, particularly from Tony, is that what is that that you've been able to see in her that in trying to push her work out there?
She has a lot. Her ideas and what she wants to convey in her message she works and she strives for it in every piece that she does. It's one of the things that I respect so much about her and what she does with her work is every message that she wants to convey, she makes sure she puts in the time to make sure that anybody can see what she's trying to convey in a lot of the work that she does. She's also really, really hardworking. Very hardworking with everything that she's been doing. Since, not just in her time in college, but even since college when she moved in here, and she has her studio now in the garage over there. Yeah. She spends as much time as she can putting her work together to get her, to get her message, to get her ideas out. And I mean, that to me is something that I admire because, I just come from a working class family myself, so that's just how we know, what we have to do is just, if we want to get something done, we just have to work harder at it. That's kind of the mindset where myself and my family kind of come from. So. Wow.
But working hard is another thing, but being supported is another. Because I've interviewed many people, I talk to many people, and sometimes having a partner who's extremely supportive is actually what does the magic.
I mean, I've been to practically every show. I want to say I've been to every show. I might have missed one, I think. I forget.
Every show.
I can't remember. Oh, wow. I say this with all, it's just like one of those things where since we've been together, it's been one long journey, and it's been an amazing one so far. Getting to do a lot of these experiences that I really never did as much. I never really got to experience being in a gallery full of like a lot of people that are, admiring art, but not only admiring art, are purchasing said art. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there going, I couldn't even pay 25% of what you're going to pay for this piece of art right now. You know, so it's an amazing and beautiful experience that I've had and have continued to have. I don't want to make it seem like it's going to stop. It's not.
It's not gonna stop, definitely.
No, definitely not. No. But it's it's I been taught growing up, that once you become part of a very serious relationship, that you support your partner, your wife, as much as you can.
As much as you can.
And it's the same vice versa. And she has supported me through a lot of the stuff that I've been going through these last couple of years, and it's been amazing to see her.
It's been amazing.
She's really opened my mind and opened my heart more each time. Every time she's shown me support, and every time I've shown her support. It's one of those things that I think we've taken moments like at every show just to kind of sit back and hold each other's hands, just to kind of take in what has happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Especially at the Florida Prize, when you won that People's Choice. We both had to kind of take a moment.
How was that reaction when it happened?
You would have thought I won the friggin' Super Bowl. I turned into, just every loud emotion came out of me.
Yeah.
When she won, and like I said, you would have thought it was a
wow, the Florida Prize in Contemporary Art, Orlando. Wow. Yeah. Look at that.
And so he was really excited, and
it must have been.
Works is like right here, being recognized as one of the most progressive artists across the state after being here for only 3 years.
Oh my goodness!
It was a really big moment for me. But I want to say that I'm 100% sure that I wouldn't be here if I didn't have this man in my life.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Because he has been there from every stage. And remember what I
when we were talking, you told me like he would, even you didn't even have a car. He would do whatever you.
Have a car. He would.
And that's really sparked my heart and mind to say like, I have to talk to Tony. Actually, I was supposed to be at a gala event right now. Oh. I had to cancel it. Because I had to cancel it because I felt like you guys have got some kind of magic and some kind of a love story that transcends cultures that goes beyond what is humanly possible right now. Because her art is now speaking to the whole world.
It is.
It's going to speak to the whole world. So you are part of it already.
Yes.
And there's no way it's going to be separated from it.
No.
There's no way. And so that's why I said, like, when you want to put this story outside, you want to be able to share with Tony and Njeri at the same time.
Yes.
And so this part, meant to be more important to me.
But ever since, not just since we started dating, I mean, more even after we've gotten married, the way both of our families have been so loving and supportive. I mean, my mother just sent her fabric.
She told me about it.
Yes, yeah. My mother just sent, she always calls to check on Njeri as much as possible. My brother will FaceTime us tomorrow, most likely, just so he can make sure that both of our nephews can see us, because it's, they find it it's important. It's very important. And we love doing it, even though it's just them for 2 seconds, just holding the iPad, and the 1-year-old just kind of grabs it and holds it up to his face for like 2 seconds, and then that's about it. But it's still something that we both love. I personally love the fact that my family has just been so accepting. I wanted to say accepting, but just loving about the fact that, like, especially like, I know my mom is one of the people that just absolutely adore her, and my father too. I'm not going to say my father doesn't adore her. My father does adore her. I think, what was it? Your first solo show, Snap? They were down visiting, and I said, look, you guys really got to see it. And my mom just jumped at the opportunity to go see her artwork. And my father came along.
Wow.
He understands art, but he's not a peruser of the arts. I love him to death. But
I know. Yeah.
He and I, when he comes down to visit, it's mostly us just hanging out, watching some sports, and playing some golf.
Yeah. It's his thing, but of course he's still supportive.
He was there walking around, looking at all of her art, making comments to you, and it was so nice for the two of them just to be there in that moment. But yeah, both my parents and hers, I told her multiple times, I look very much forward to not the flight possibly, but visiting Kikuyu and seeing my in-laws and all my in-laws, including my brother-in-law, who's probably towering over me at this point.
That's what I was going to ask you. So, I mean, when we talk about culture, there's always three things that come to mind: language, food, and dressing or how people dress. So let's begin with language. What Kikuyu word have you learned so far?
I don't think I learned any.
Or Swahili?
The first one was nakupenda.
Oh, of course! Good job.
What was it? It was nakupenda pia, nakupenda sana. Sana